Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. I decided to go ahead and make this video because I came upon a rather old edition of the Bangkok Post print edition just sitting around here in the office, and I was cleaning some things up, and I found this section. This is from the business section, the Bangkok Post print edition, Friday, February 19th, 2021. Very different paradigm was operating February of 2021 compared to where we're at here in June 2021. So first of all, understand that. But I thought this was a rather interesting article. Article is titled Ambiguous Growth Drivers Cloud Outlook. Quoting directly, Thailand's economic outlook in the post-COVID-19 period remains vague because of ambiguous growth drivers, with tourism's contribution to GDP unlikely to reach 30% as planned, says a veteran economist. Quoting further, although a fiscal stimulus plan was about to be unveiled when it was shelved by a second wave of COVID-19, planners still have not determined how the economy moves forward when the pandemic ends, said Supavut Saichua, advisor at Kiat Nakin Patra Financial Group. Quoting further, we don't have a good answer because our engine of growth has mainly been tourism, said Mr. Supavut. Well, a couple of things here. Going back, just quoting again, planners have still not determined how the economy moves when the pandemic ends. Well, it's never been my understanding that Thailand operated on an economic central planning model. I do understand there is a bureaucracy here that does things, especially with respect to commerce and trade, that can be a little bit more interventionist compared to other laissez-faire economies, for example. Now, that stated, this is not a video discussing whether or not that's good or bad. It's more a video that just discusses this salient fact. Thailand's tourism industry operated, in my opinion, without a great deal of government oversight. It did not, in the sense, well, it had oversight, but without a great deal of planning. It came about organically. So maybe the best plan for tourism in Thailand is to just simply allow there to be tourism in Thailand, i.e., get the country open back up for tourism, and then, worry about the plans later. Because as noted within the article itself, no one could plan for COVID. I mean, to me, the notion, I kind of thought, in a paradigm sense, the world, with the end of the Soviet Union especially, the world kind of moved past the notion that central planning exclusively, I should add, but central planning just in its own right, but also as the exclusive driver of how to make an economy, of how to drive an economy, of how to propel an economy forward. I kind of thought with the end of the Soviet Union, that notion was kind of laid to rest. Economies come about organically, and the notion of sort of planning a tourism revival into existence, to me, seems to me to be at odds with how the world really works. Now, it's one man's opinion, and I certainly could prove to be wrong. I would say the best plan for Thailand, and let me be clear, this is very different than, for example, a lot of planning has to logistically go into, for example, rolling out the vaccines. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm just talking about tourism once we get past this, remove the quarantine, everything gets back to being, sort of hunky-dory, and everybody's moving along. Do we need a plan, really, other than to just get the country open back up and then at that point promote tourism, promote it to the hilt as much as we possibly can? Past that, I don't really see what needs to be planned with respect for the revival of tourism here in Thailand.